Tigers got rained out, which is the only reason they didn't lose. Going against Bieber, the way the Guardians had played. So they get rained out, and it was like this weird series of events. Torkelson gets sent down, which, look, it's the right thing to do.
Not upset over that.
But it's sad. And it does suck because the reality is he's not worth what he was before, and he got a long road back. Now, it can happen, but that's tough. So that led the day. Then you find out the Tigers are washed out. I go, okay, no sweat. You know, it was weird weather yesterday. Super humid, cloudy, just ugh. Yankees are on. I go, all right, well, I'm going to get a chance to sit and watch the Yankees. Cool. Playing the Red Sox. And I'm just watching, like, offensive baseball. And two things struck me. One is Matt Carpenter has 13 home runs in his first 30 games as a Yankee. 13 home runs in 30 games for a bench player. He would lead the Tigers by 4 home runs. Mm-hmm. And he's got a ridiculous mustache. But the other thing was Aaron Judge has 33 homers at the break. Now, I don't expect any singular Tiger to have 33 home runs, or maybe not even to have half of 33. But what I did, and I'm going to land my plane in why we're doing this.
Oh, no. You know what? Take another lap. Build this up.
Okay. So I said, okay. Aaron Judge is 33 homers. How many Tigers would it take to get to 33 homers? And I began. And I said, all right, well, Barnhart's their starting catcher, so we know that's a nothing burger. And then you've got, all right, we'll throw Candelario over here, and Baez and Scope, and nope, still not there. Torque, still not there. Green, nope. Castro, nope. All right, Miggy and his 3, and Meadows, and oh my God. Their starting 9 totals 33 home runs. Aaron Judge, 33 home runs.
So they're a push.
And it is in that moment with the draft last night, which, by the way, what a terrible job by MLB. Holding your draft on a Sunday night, like anyone's watching that.
Okay, in all fairness, they could hold it Thursday night prime time.
I know.
Are you watching it?
I think Sunday night. All right, fine. You know what? You can give me the buzzer on that one. But I said, okay, well, I am going to watch some of the draft. I mean, I wanted to see who the Tigers are going to take, and it just hits you. Oh, my God. Like, Avila's running this draft. Avila has become a barnacle at the bottom of a boat. You can't scrape him off the hull.
Mike, you hit everybody up with the numbers. The thing that always gets me, and it makes me laugh, is that Avila has a longer tenure than Matt Millen did.
And he's turned the Tigers into the Millen Lions.
And I think Matt Millen may be consensus worst GM/president in Detroit in a long time. Last 30 years.
Well, Avila's right there.
Al has a longer tenure.
And somebody needs
Millen was gone in 6 years.
Somebody's got to give Caputo a wellness check.
I thought he was joking. I literally... I'm driving around. I'm dropping off some recycling. I pop on the station. I hear what he had to say. Had to turn it off, call Rieger. Jeff, you know Pat longer than I have. Mm-hmm. Is he just being facetious? Is he... No, he's like, he believes everything that he's saying.
Oh, no, crack kills. So, bottom line is, outside of Pat, here was my question. Torque getting sent down, me watching, like, real baseball while just looking at the Tigers at the break. I mean, they're basically 20 games under 500 in a terrible division. So if you comp that out, like Rico, the Orioles are not some great baseball team, not even a good baseball team, but they're at 500 with a $32 million payroll in the AL East, where every team's above 500. Mm-hmm. I mean, the Tigers aren't just 20 under, but like no player on this team even has a 700 OPS. 730's league average. Like, Avila just ran another draft. Obviously, I was on vacation last week, and one day I was at lunch with my wife, and they had an outdoor TV, and Tigers Royals was on. I did not plan on watching that game, but for an hour while we were eating lunch and talking about how terrible they are, amongst other things, like every time I checked my phone, they were getting pummeled. I watched them. They're kicking the ball all over the place, and I'm going, man, thank God I'm not on the air this week. And then, okay, I get home, and the Guardians, I mean, Tristan McKenzie looked like Randy Johnson. They get beat 10-0. There was no way they were hitting Bieber yesterday. And you go, Avila's still here. And yet, what did I see in the Free Press this weekend? An article like saying, oh, well, Al's drafts aren't as bad as you think. Like, what does it take, I guess, in this town for everyone? Everyone. Spartans, Wolverines, men, women, children, pets, parakeets, and anything in between. For everyone to just get on the same page and go, this man must be let go. You know it's bad when Wojo, who doesn't like to say or write a bad word about anybody, Wojo actually went in the newspaper today and said, if this continues, Al must be let go. Which, in Wojo terms, that's like him getting up on the mic and saying, fire this MF, which, of course, stands for my friend. Yeah,
when Wojo speaks, he's normally the last thing.
The last. Remember when Brady
It's
Hoke,
the parakeet dying while you're, for the people in the caves.
Brady Hoke's body had already been cremated.
Yeah.
And Wojo finally got around to saying, I don't think he's the man for the job.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to start the week. We're at the All-Star break. Al Avila has just run another draft. What is it going to take? Realistically. Like, what is it going to take for Al to be gone? Now, I can tell you 20 games under 500 in a bad division showing no signs of improvement, more disastrous free agent signings, more disastrous player development. Guys, I'm not trying to be rude, but the Torkelson thing is a big story. And I said it after 100 at-bats, send him down.
Yep.
It's not clicking. They waited till 300. They did damage.
Yeah, not only that, because I thought you send him down and at the end of this week, you could bring him back up. Bring him back up after the All-Star game is over. He would be ready again. They waited until the entire They gave him the first half of the year. I don't know what they were looking for. It almost felt like they did it out of spite because everybody kept telling them, you need to send him down. No, we know better. We know better. And then kind of the Sunday night news dump, let's just go ahead and send him down, and hopefully nobody reads the wires.
Here's the other thing. There's a trade deadline coming up, and fans aren't going to want to hear this, but I'm going to say it. You're 20 games under 500. You're one of the worst teams in baseball. Full stop. You need to trade your whole bullpen. Now, you can say, well, no, what good does that do? We'll have to rebuild it. Guys, this rebuild has failed. So your whole idea of, well, what about next year? What's going to make this team better next year? So when you bring up Michael Fulmer, I'm trading him. You bring up Gregory Soto, I'm trading him.
Yeah.
Now, Alex Lang, I don't want to trade, and therefore there'd be a huge price tag, but he's available. Why? You have nothing else to trade, and there's no help on the way. There's nothing else in the system.
Here's what I've said, and people aren't going to like this, but everything that you've endured for the last 7 years doesn't count. You're waking up, and it was all a dream. It never happened. The rebuild actually was going to start.
Can we put him
again?
Rico's on the board right now, Kenny. That is the singular most depressing comment you'll hear all summer. I can't even top what he just said.
It was all a dream. The rebuild
last 7 years of your life have been a waste. R.L. Beard.
You can't get it back. It was all a dream. It was like the end of Newhart. He wakes up like, wait, this didn't happen? No, it did not happen. So you're going to have to start this rebuild all over again, and you got to be happy with that.
Here's my question for the people cruising around town. In your mind, what is it going to take? Like the idea that Al ran a draft last night, or is going to continue to run a draft, or is going to run a deadline. Like, what will it take in the second half of this season? And hey, maybe you call up and say straight away, he's not getting fired. That's fine. I'm asking you if mentally, we know you've checked out, and that's totally okay. But what will it take for this monster to be let go?
Mike, let me help you with this. You want to hear something else depressing?
No. No.
If given the opportunity, Al, what was your most shining achievement in Detroit as a general manager? Not an assistant, but as a general manager, what do you think he would say?
I have the answer. You're not going to like it.
Because I got an answer, too.
All right, my answer would be Alex Lang.
My answer is...
That's the only thing they got back.
And I told David, I became Kaiser Sose, and I convinced the world I didn't exist. I convinced Tigers fans that it was all rebuilding and it was all good, and wait till next year. And I kept everybody off my back for 7 years.
And I mean, look, Rico, here's the other thing. It's not even an issue of, hey, they're better than their record indicates, and they've got a lot of young, exciting players. They don't. And oh, by the way, I'm not giving up on Torque, but I'm allowed to criticize. That is a disastrous rookie campaign where guys, 300 at bats of sub 200, no power, and frankly cannot hit a fastball. That's a real problem.
You know what? Maybe we were so desperate as Tigers fans. Maybe he wasn't ready.
Maybe.
And we just brought him up
but
here.
But they don't develop anybody
because,
anyways.
You know what? It's going to be better than sitting in Toledo. Bring him up to Detroit. Well, maybe he should have stayed in Toledo.